All right, we're back with another Bloomburrow Draft. Let's see what our pack has in store for us. Our rare is pretty good. Fountain and Port is a good land in a deck that can support it. And a deck that can support it means not a lot of double pips, basically. The colorless land, as always, is a bit of a cost. So definitely on my radar. We've got a Fell, a Brightblade Stout here. That's definitely a card I first picked on many an occasion. I think I'm just going to take the Fell here. Like, it might seem a little bit strange. This looks like a more flexible card, but I've definitely just had enough decks where the colorless land is a little bit awkward. And you can play it as an 18th land. That's totally reasonable too. That's something I've done often too, but Fell is just, such good efficient removal. All right, in this pack, we've got a really good rare. I think this is actually a super underrated rare, as in I get past this card a lot, and it's great. Thundertrap Trainer, at its best in blue-black, I would say. I guess blue-red, if you want to count that, but for the decks that I tend to draft, blue-black is the best spot for this. I think you need like 8 spells for it to be a playable card. Playing it on 2 is good. Playing it on 6 is fantastic. And actually, there's a lot of blue rares in the set that I just get past a lot. I'm not sure if people are underrating particular blue rares or people just don't want to be in blue. I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. Like, this is definitely one that doesn't necessarily strike you as just like, oh yeah, this is an excellent, awesome card. Some green cards in here too that are pretty good. Wolverine, Duo, Cash Grab, all good cards. I think you could take any of those, but definitely gonna take Thundertrap Trainer. Oh my goodness, this pack. All right, so there's a Hunter's Talent. There's also a Downwind Ambusher, and there's also a Splash Lasher. Wow, really, really close. Also Fable Passage for what it's worth. Usually when it's close, I tend to take, I think these cards are in the same ballpark-ish with, definitely some gaps in between. But usually when it's close, I tend to take the card that goes with the color of cards I already have. Like, for example, take Ambusher to go with Fell. I think here, though, Hunter's Talent is just in a class of its own. No pun intended, in a class of its own. And, yeah, I think it deserves the pick here. Like, I love me a Splash Slasher. I love me an Ambusher, but I'm definitely willing to branch out a little bit, stay a little more flexible, see where this Hunter's Talent goes. Okay, now we've just got a pretty straightforward saver. Nothing else I would really ever consider. Good with the black card, good with the blue card. So, yeah, just a nice, easy 4th pick there. And then we get another saver. Sure. Yeah, okay. We're seeing some pretty premium cards each pick, which is nice. I like Spellgyre a lot, too. So that's one that, I guess, not that we can wheel a card from this pack or anything. But, sometimes I see a 3rd pick Spellgyre and kind of think, okay, that could wheel. So maybe I want to deprioritize where I take a good 4 a little bit later in the pack, for example. All right, now here, Daggerfang Duo is actually a card I've come up and up on. Not that I was ever super low on it, but it's good in squirrels, obviously, and it's good in rats, kind of, it is a rat squirrel. It is good in both decks, but the blue-black decks, they do really appreciate the self-mill when you do try to get to threshold. Not that we are currently really appreciative of the mill effect, but just pointing out that it's a card that kind of went from like, yeah, I'll put it in my deck, it's fine to fill out the curve, or just like have an additional fine creature, to a card that I'm like, yeah, you know what, I actually think I usually do want a copy or two of this card in most of my black decks. Although here, I will just take Splash Slasher over the second one. I think Splash Slasher is enough better. And where I took this Hunter's Talent, sure, I was thinking, let's stay flexible. And you could take this Daggerfang Duo. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But I think Splash Slasher is just enough better. And I would really like to play this Thundertrap Trainer too. So it's not like I'm taking like a big hit in flexibility or anything here. 2 Sugar Coats, a Dire Downdraft. I see these cards as like sort of equivalent, and sometimes I like Downdraft a little bit more when you've got things that care about spells. For example, or I guess not exactly Thundertrap Trainer, because this just cares about non-creatures. But if you've got the Wave Rider, for example, that flashes back spells, the Downdraft tends to be a little bit better. Also, just the Cash Grab. This is a card that I'm probably not going to take. I still don't think this is a sign that green's open. It's just a card that I know some people underrate. Let's take the Duo, I think, still. Because I like those cards. I like those interaction spells just fine. But they do tend to come around a little bit later. And we've already got quite a bit of removal. So I don't think I need it. Okay, now I just take Orator. As a good 2, plays well with the Daggerfang Duo. Black looking pretty open. Like, not that these are fantastic black cards or anything, but density matters to some degree, too. And we got, middle of the pack savers. So now I could take the Cash Grab over Early Winter. I think if I didn't have, as much removal as I do already, I would probably take the Early Winter. But now I'm happy to pick up some Cash Grabs that nobody wants, and then we get an Early Winter here. Okay, so I think we could be any combo of black X stuff. Sure, I'll take a Duo. like black blue, black green, probably not black white or black red, obviously, because those colors do not seem to be very open. But anything in the Sultai color combinations, I think, is pretty reasonable. Okay, another fountain support. That's kind of funny. There's a patchwork banner here, and this card I think is just pretty much good in any deck. It's a little bit better if you're heavy one creature type, but if you just give something, give your board +2/+2, I think it's a pretty good card. I like Mistbreath Elder too, but not in this deck. I think this is kind of almost exclusively a frog card where you've got the Pawn Prophets and the Sun Shower Druids, so not going to take that here. A black-blue control deck is a pretty good spot for Fountain Port. Like, when you just have a lot of ways to extend the game, and you get to use this to, maybe even cash in a food token. I don't think I'm going to take it over Patchwork Banner, because your slower decks appreciate the mana accelerant as well. I think you could take this here, and that would be fine. Also, a Baker's Bane Duo, but I'm going to go with the flexible option. Also nice, because if we do end up black-blue, for example, we've got 2 6-drops, so just being able to kick these a little bit earlier. All right, this pack, not so good. Not quite Tangle Tumbling. We've got a few token makers, but I think you need quite a lot of token makers to make Tangle Tumbler a good card. There's Scales of Shale, and this is going to be good in any deck that we have enough creatures, so I think I'd probably just take this over another early winter. Mediocre pack, unfortunately. Ooh, options. Okay, so gonna take this Wix Patrol. Zora Line is awesome too, but white just was not open in pack 1, so not really expecting to see whites in pack 3. Just seeing these cards here at pick 3 definitely backs up the thought that white wasn't open. And Wix Patrol is fantastic, so happy just to take that. At this point, not quite there yet, but with double duo, with the Wix Patrol, with a cash grab, I might want to take a Barkform Harvester at some point. We'll definitely want to take a Darkstar Augur, but the Harvester is a 2/3 changeling that can put cards from your graveyard into your deck. Not a super high priority or anything, but I think I would play it, especially if we pick up a little more self-mill. This Darkstar Augur here, awesome. Seems like nobody's in black at this table, or like very few people, maybe one other person. Very strange. Usually black is one of the more overdrafted colors. So yeah, bit of an atypical draft so far. Okay, Shoreline Looter, yeah. And with not seeing a lot of green and having 2 really good blue cards, now 3 really good blue cards, I think I can pretty firmly lock in blue-black. Like I said, we're going to be some combo of blue and green and black, and I think I've almost made my decision. I could definitely see something happen where we go back. So I'm not going to put these on the board just yet, but I'm definitely starting to go, okay, we are closer to being blue-black than anything else. Good deck so far, too. Just like good removal, good card draw, good interaction. Aside from, hard removal, like just having good blockers, Splash Slasher, stuff like that. All right, here I'm going to take Light Shell Duo. I think it's just a fine card in your blue-black deck. More self-mill, funny enough. So we're going to be able to turn on Threshold. If we find any of the blue-black mentors, that card's going to be pretty good. Obviously, our Shoreline Looter is going to turn on pretty quickly here. Speak of the devil. All right, there it is. Yeah, I'm going to take Tycon Mentor here. Also, Mind Spiral, which actually would not be bad in this deck, again, with all the cheap interaction. Although we already have a Darkstar Augur as a good draw spell and a Looter, so it's not super necessary or anything. I like Into the Flood Maw fine enough. I like Shore Up fine enough, but I'm going to take Tidecall Mentor. And Tidecall Mentor is an interesting one. It kind of waxes and wanes how good it is in your deck, but kind of based on if you are the more aggressive-ish blue-black deck, where you've got the good aggressive 2s, like the Looter and the 3/1 that comes back from the graveyard. It's good there because you just care about the 3/3 menace, but also really good if you're like our deck, where we can turn on Threshold, I think, pretty reliably, not just with the self-mill, but with the removal spells. And here I'll take Pearl of Wisdom, another card that helps turn on Threshold, draws us to our interaction. Assailant, another card I don't mind. What's our rat count now? I'm curious. Our rat count is 8, so this banner on rat's just going to be pretty good. Okay, take a Dire Downdraft, another interaction spell. Thought Chucker would be a playable here, and I'm starting to be a little bit low on cheap stuff. Oh, wow. Wave Rider's awesome here. Starting to be a little bit low on the cheap stuff, so I would appreciate picking up some more 2s. And I wouldn't hate if I had to play a Thought Chucker here. All right. Not a super exciting opening pack, but we get a Tidecall Mentor. Yeah, now we're like sort of filling up on 3 drops here, unfortunately. Not gonna need to pick up too many more of those. I think I'm gonna take a Fountain Port Bell here. I don't hate Long River's Pull. This is a card that I could see playing, but I'm just gonna take the fixing card, especially in a Threshold deck. We've got 2 Threshold cards that help us get there a little bit quicker. It does tend to matter. All right, so I didn't want any more 3s, but we're gonna take Consumed by Greed here. Like, this deck kind of has everything we want at this point. We just need the 2s. I don't hate the idea of playing Dazzling Denial, but it's just under the bar of a 2 I'm willing to take here. I'm just going to take another Consume by Greed. Okay, well, Savor is an excellent one, so going to be happy to take that here. Honorable Antics is sort of interesting as a way to spend mana on too, because it's like acceptable-ish, especially when we got like Pearl of Wisdom and some spells that we can cast at instant speed, and sometimes we just put it in the grave. So I actually would take that there. Not that there's many other options, but I would take that there if we didn't have a Saver. Okay, now there's this Harvester, so I could consider playing this. I think I'm going to take it over another Dire Downdraft. Okay, then here we just take a Uncharted Haven. Don't need another duo. These cards are kind of all medium. I don't like Calamitous Tide very much. I think it just a little too often doesn't amount to too much. Calamitous, ooh, there's a good two. Calamitous Tide is good when you are more of an aggressive deck, where you play your creatures and bounce their 2 big blockers and get in. This deck is not really going to be doing that all that much. It's going to have spots where that's a good thing to do, but not enough to have it as a card I actually want in the deck. Okay, here's a bunch of medium options. Another Assailant, a Shore Up. I don't think it's going to matter too much. I'm just going to take the Shore Up because I don't have one of those yet. Okay, Long River's Pull. Like I mentioned, I don't hate this card, so this could fill in the 2-drop slot. Dazzling Denial is going to be the card that I play over it, though, because it's just a little bit easier to cast on, too. Okay, so here's the Rough Shell. I think I can cut Early Winter. I've got 2 Dire Downdrafts, which is just better. 2 Consume by Greed, 3 Savers, a Fel. Yeah, we're just like, Early Winter is the worst of our removal spells by quite a lot. I can probably cut this Scales of Shale. It is an actual 3-mana card in this deck. We're never getting the discount. Gonna shave a land for this Fountain Port Bell, as I tend to do. So I go down an island here. And then just 1 cut from this point on, right? Like, it could just be the Mind Drill Assailant. It could be a 3. It could be the Pearl of Wisdom. I like Pearl of Wisdom with all the removal. Card draw plus removal is often a nice little combo. But I think with the Augur and the Looter and there's one more thing, the Thunder Trap Trainer, I think we've got our card advantage front covered. Also the Wave Rider. So I don't think we have to play just straight up Divination. Oh, there's also the option to have just like 1 more 2. Like Orator looks okay here. These counter spells, like I mentioned, although I would be more into playing Orator than these counter spells here. So I could see bringing this in over something, like just maybe one of the 4s. I've had this Mind Drill Assailant here for quite a while without really talking about it. I actually like this card, fair enough. Like, it's a fine playable in these decks when you're milling, but I think just a good 2. It's probably going to be a little bit better. All right, this looks good, and we'll see you in the games. I stopped the video for a second and forgot to hit record at the mulligan, but good enough hand for sure. Don't have a 2, but we're on the play. I'm going to decline this Fountain Port Bell, so a little less painful. Opponent also mulligan over there, so don't feel too bad about that. Don't have any 1s, so just going to leave up the 2 mana and cycle this Fountain Port Bell. End of turn. Earn green, and a Baker's Bane duo. Okay. Totally fine. So, draw a card. Ooh, an Augur. Yeah, that's nice. Let's just play the Banner. Calling... I could call Warlock. That's kind of interesting. Also, one thing with Banner that I have been bad with, and this is just a note to not be bad with this, is look at your secondary creature types. Because Warlock, Wizard, like, these are pretty common creature types that you just might have randomly across multiple colors, like 3 of them in your hand. So I think I'm going to play Banner and then, yeah, just call Warlock here. Let's get a really big Augur going. Red-green, okay. War Squeak. Okay, so they must have kind of an awkward hand if they're just running out the naked War Squeak. We draw a land, so that makes me just want to downdraft this thing instead of play this Augur. The Augur can still block this, of course, if they don't have another trick. But if they're going to do this, I imagine their hand could be Overprotect. Like, it's not a 3-drop creature. We know that for sure. And I think because it could be Overprotect, I'm just going to do this now. As to save myself a little bit of pain. Okay, cool. So, 2 for 1 them there. Their War Squeak was basically deal 1 to the opponent. Sunshower Druid. Okay, I imagine they just drew that. I think they would have just played that instead of War Squeak if they hadn't just drawn that. Okay, another consumed by greed. So pretty comfortable getting in here. Do not mind that. Then we're gonna play the Augur. Start drawing a bunch of cards. We've got 2 6s in the deck, for what it's worth with the Augur. So once you play Augur, you want to try to close the game. So it does incentivize me to start attacking a little bit. But we've also got a little bit of life gain. We've got triple saver. Worst comes to worst, we can like chump block with this, or kill it if we really, really need to. I guess consumed by greed can't actually kill it, but that's okay. This one's target opponent sacrifices. All right, they don't do anything right now. Let's see. We hit a Thundertrap Trainer, take 2, and a Dire Downdraft, take 6. Yikes. Okay, so like I said, gonna want to close the game here ASAP, and we just get in. The block, okay. Maybe this is where they have the overprotect. Valley Rally. Okay. No gift, so we're just trading here. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, so now we go Thundertrap Trainer and just play Duo. If we weren't under the pressure of... Okay, nothing there. If we weren't under the pressure of these Augurs... Ooh, this is kind of nice. Let's go like this. I would just kick this Trainer, but I think we want the bigger thing, the thing that pressures them more. Okay, great. Draw the Saver. Oh, I forgot. Actually, sorry. I should have... I guess it doesn't matter too much, but I forgot that I was going to be losing life on this. Not that it matters, but I did forget about that momentarily. Okay, so now we consume by greed the Bruiser and then play Tide Column Mentor. No gifting, of course. Let's get in. Yep. And we're in such a commanding position that I think I'm going to kill this Darkstar Augur, just so we don't hit like a 5 and a 6 or whatever, a 4 and a 6. Yeah, okay. Yes, I am sure. And crack my food. All right, cool. Yep, looks like they had a clunky hand. They mulliganed, so yeah, not the most exciting game, but we'll take it. Ooh, we're facing 3 Omega. 3 Omega is a good player, another streamer. They sometimes raid me on Twitch. I raid them back sometimes. So hopefully in for a good game. This hand's not great. Like, no 2. We're on the draw. We've got a Bell. We've got this Mentor. But I think it's good enough to keep. All right, they also start with a Bell. And they top a Swamp. Okay. So I don't think I want to draw a land here. I think I would just really hope to draw 2. Valley Rockcaller. All right, that is a good one. We draw Wix Patrol, which is not a 2, but is a welcome draw. We just pass here. Again, no 1s to get with the Bell, so we just chill. And do a secondary creature type check. All these are wizards, right? This is a Warlock, but these are all wizards. All right, they crack Bell. It's a good sign. Not playing a 3-drop this turn is good for me. All right, they hit me for 1. Play a Swamp and play a Share Pod. Okay, totally cool. All right, let's see what we hit. So we hit a Swamp. That's definitely welcomed here. And would we like to play the Banner or play the Tide Column Mentor? If we play the Banner, we can double spell with a 3 and a 5 next turn, and it's not like we're blocking this Rockcaller anyways this turn. So yeah, we'll just play the Banner, calling Wizard. If I cared about the damage, like with this Mentor, like I was, an aggressive deck, it's better to play this out just so I can attack for 3. But I think our deck is defensive enough that I do not care that much about that. Ooh, Vine Lasher. Yeah, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a lot of chip damage. Okay, we are in a little bit of trouble now. Might just need to Splash Lasher, lock down the Rock Collar. And Augur is not a great draw in this spot. So what do we do now? I could play the Mentor, and it's not unlikely that they go for a removal spell, especially if they have a land. So I actually like that a little bit better. Because if we can make them spend their turn on the share pot, that's really, really good. Okay, so they have the land. They have the option to do that. They also could just attack with the Rock Collar and, you know, still drain me for 2, hit me for 3. Yeah, so it's an interesting spot. If I don't escort here and try to double block, I take 1 additional point, and then next turn I can set up like Augur plus escort, or if I draw the land, Splash Lasher plus escort. So I think it's fine. Like, it means that they can't blow me out with a removal spell in response. Means that, again, I'm taking a little bit of chip damage, but I think that's okay. And should I run this out? They definitely are sniffing this out, right? They don't want to kill this. They don't want to kill anything. Or they could just have something else of their own here. I think I'm just going to pass here. Just draw my land. Okay, so now we can Splash Lasher lock this down. Or we could just Wix Patrol and not leave up the escort. Yeah, I kind of like the Wix Patrol here, because that also sets up the Wave Rider. Maybe milling some spells here. Oh, what is this? They have something. All right, it's milled. Oh, no, we only milled a 2. Huh, okay, so we got to kill Vine Lasher. And maybe better to kill the token so they can't buy it back. I think that's probably right. Crumb and get it. All right, that is not so good for us. We'll just chill here. Now they probably kill one of these things and get in with the Rock Collar. Put me to 6. Land puts me to 4. Hopefully they don't have a land. If they don't have a land this turn and they spend the turn removing one of my things, that's kind of almost best case scenario. Okay, yep, they do go for that. Interesting that they killed the 5/3 as opposed to the 4/4 menace. Okay, and now we're in a tough spot. They have a bunch of spells in hand, so that means that the Vine Lashers are not too big of problems. Obviously, as the game goes on, they're going to be an issue. But I think I'm just going to go for the Splash Lasher turn here. Lock down you, lock down you. It might have even been better to lock down the Rock Collar for 2 turns. Yeah, that might have been a mistake there. Builder's Talent. Okay, so that means that the share pot comes back at some point. But happy that this is their turn. That's definitely something I don't mind too much here. I found a Port Bell. All right, they could put a counter on something. That also, we'll see what they do. But I would imagine they do top a land with this, because this attacking plus these triggers could just be lethal or very close to. Like if they play another, say this is an expensive thing that counts for the Rock Collar. I guess not exactly lethal, but it's pretty close. If I'm them, I think I top a land here. But, okay, yeah, they do. Okay, we draw a land. Not ideal. Okay, so we're going to go Light Shell Duo. And yeah, now I'm definitely regretting not tapping on the Rock Collar, of course. See what we see. We see Savor and Consumed by Greed. Huh. So Savor's good. That kills one of the Vine Lashers and gains us some life. Is Consumed by Greed good, though? Probably not good enough. So let's just bottom that. And let's get in with the Tidecall Mentor. Can't play this Augur, of course. All right. And pass here. Going to a virtual 2. They don't sack the bell. That's interesting. What could that mean? Yep, go to 2. Or sorry, to 4. Okay, tapping a lot of mana. Hopefully a removal spell. That would be Best case scenario here for us. Okay, they're leveling up Builder's Talent. That makes sense too. So they're going to bring back the Share Pot and make the Rock Collar a better attacker, I would assume. Okay. So we're not dead this turn. And we get to kill Divine Lasher this coming turn. So I do like where this is going. And we can flash in this Escort if we need to. Okay, and then just pass here. So this is good for me. Let's not flash in the Escorts. Just don't need to. And what will we do? I think we just need to kill this token here. I think there is no question about it. Maybe they have Scales of Shale. That might be something that they're holding up. They no longer will be able to have it up anymore. But, yeah, no, I think I get an attack still. Still need to pressure. If they have Scales of Shale, they have Scales of Shale, but I imagine they wouldn't blow it right there, right then. Next turn, being able to Wave Ride this Saver is also going to be pretty nice. Wouldn't hate drawing a land, so we could also crack the food we make off of it. We can also, if they have something bigger, we can Consume by Greed, which currently kills the Rock Collar. All right, we go to 3. Yeah, they go for an attack. Yeah, this is going to be Ooh, I should probably crack my food before this trigger resolves, though. Because if they have got Hazel's Nocturne, they can kill me at instant speed. And no real reason not to do this here. Yeah, we just jam everything here. Scales of Shale is something that could definitely see them having here. So I would not be surprised if that's the card they cast. Yep, that's what they cast. Okay, so they get to kill our duo. They get to attack with the Rock Collar again next turn. Yeah, and they've been very conscious about me having a Shore Up or an Escort or something. Like, there has been multiple opportunities where I think it would make sense to Share Pot. Ooh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, multiple opportunities where it makes sense to Share Pot, but they just don't. So they Wrath here, which leaves them with this Rock Collar. Which is then fine, because then we get to Consume by Greed. Oh, sorry, they actually get to bring back... This is indestructible, and then they get to bring something back. Okay, yeah, that is good. We draw Savor here, also good. So now we savor this. Okay, this actually works out very, very well, because we savor this. We even draw the land for protection and food cracking, and then we just flash back Consumed by Greed. Don't think I want to give them a card here. Yeah, I think giving them a card for... Like, we get Wix Patrol. So maybe that's worth it. Yeah, you know, it probably is. So let's do this. Give them a card. We get back Wix Patrol. Pass a turn. Okay, in a pretty comfortable spot now. At 8 life. They've got nothing. They play a Life Creed duo. That's fine. And a Glide Dive duo. That one's annoying, but also not that bad. We just get to kill it. So, yep. Sack food. And Dagger Fang duo. Okay, yep. Wix Patrol coming down. Mill some stuff. Kills the Glide Dive duo. In for 5. I have this Orator, which can buy me back something too. Which is probably what I'm going to be doing next turn. Also an interesting question of, should I block this Life Creed duo? Right? It gives up our Plume Creed Escort, and then they're free to activate the Share Pod. But I think at this point, that doesn't matter too much. So there's definitely a consideration for escorting to kill this duo. Star Charter. Okay. Yeah, with Star Charter, that's 100% pushes me to do that because I just can't. I mean, I guess they have the food here, but that costs them mana. So let's just do this. Block the duo. We can even get it back, of course, if we want to. Oh, Scales of Shales, the last card. Kind of seems like it. Yep, sure is. Okay. And they're going to get to trigger this thing. All right, we still have a game on our hands. Jolly Gerbils. We draw a Swamp. So I can exile Orator and get back something that costs 5 mana and cast it this turn, 5 or less. So it can't, like, kick Splash Slasher, which would be very nice. But I think just getting in here, buying back our bounce creature is pretty good. I could also risk it and play this Augur. Like, we've got 6 lands in the deck and a bunch of 4s. Yeah, that's actually probably not better. They're going to be tight on mana here. So even though they just get to replay this and trigger it again and whatever, like that means they can't activate food, they can't activate Share Pot, so I think this is good. And they are under a little bit of pressure here, of course. If I can draw one of my removal spells, I think this game is well in our hands. And if not, what we might have to do is kick this Augur and hope that we don't hit. We don't hit things that kill us. I also think they might be priced into using the Share Pot this turn. Just so they don't take too much damage. Because, we have 2 unknown cards in hand. So they might just feel like, or they're a removal spell away from dying. Yeah, Gerbils, and well, they play the Charter. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially because they can crack food, which this is not great for us, of course, but makes a lot of sense. All right, removal spell. Savor would be the most appreciated, of course, but Consume by Greed good too. Land. All right. So I think this just has to be a get in with everything, and then play our 2 things, kick this Augur, and hope for the best, basically. They're going to crack food to go to non-lethal. Oh, they chump. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that gives them a little bit more life, so they can survive 2 combats. I think that might be what they're thinking here. Interesting thing is, though, if they make this block, I'm actually not forced to Offspring this. Okay, yeah, they just take it. So now I could just not, number 1, not play the Augur, not Offspring the Augur. They're going to go to 10 and can kill one of my attackers. So for sure I'm going to play the Daggerfang duo. I think I still am supposed to at least play the Augur. Maybe not Offspring it, but at least play it. Let's play the duo and mill so we can make a bit of a better judgment on whether to do that. Because then, if we mill spells, I'm definitely going to kick it. Okay, we milled Savor and a land, so about the same. Actually, a little bit worse than could have been because we milled a 2-drop. So yeah, I think I'm just going to play this out, not kicked. Because then they Share Pot. I actually then die to a non-creature, right? This has been a really interesting game. I die to a non-creature because of Builder's Talent. Okay, I think I'm supposed to take my chances and just say, sure, I die to a non-creature. I guess it'd have to be a non-creature that costs 3 or less, but that's most non-creatures in the set, so. All right, let's see. Okay, they play the Mentor, which I think is good for us. Yeah, okay. I think that means they're not going to make an attack. Obviously, I discard this Swamp here. They hit another one of these. Okay, lose. Oh, no, not lose 3. Like, discard a card. And what do we hit? We hit a land. That is good. It's more fodder for this Mentor. And we hit a Shoreline Looter. So not the best, but definitely good still. We get in with all the ground creatures now. And yeah, I would imagine they're just like, all right, gonna go to 11 and hope that the Augur kills me. Well, obviously go to 11, make a block, but they have to block with 2 things though, right? They can't just block here. They have to block with Star Charter or the Star Seer Mentor. So I think we're actually in a pretty good spot because we're not going to die to our own augur. Yep, this makes sense too. So kill the Life Green duo. They crack. Okay. Such a close game. Such a close game. Duo's lethal. Wave Rider's lethal. They might blow up the Wave Rider here. And they can do that. If they drew a land, they can do that and play the Starseer Mentor. I do have to block this Starseer Mentor with my Augur, of course. I can't just take 3. Yep, block. But we're seeing a new card off this looter as well. And we've got 3 lands in the deck, so we could get very unlucky and draw land. But everything, I guess Light Shell Duo is also not a good draw. But everything else is a pretty good draw. Okay, looks like they don't have a land. They have something else. Stoat. That was a good draw. Oh, did draw the land. All right, so I can get in with the Wave Rider and kill one of their mentors. They also could block with the Stoat. That seems actually a little more likely. But yeah, we get in. Yeah, we do die if we can't find an answer to these mentors. And even still, even if we do, we are in a bit of a tough spot. Yep, they blocked there. That makes sense. And big draw. Oh no, it's a land. All right, that was a really, really good game. Yeah, I fully enjoyed that. Hope you did too. Okay, yes, great hands. Rat Rogue, Frog, Wizard, which probably means we're going to call Wizard here. Okay, Saber's a great draw too. Ooh, Valley Quest Caller. Yeah, I hate to see that one. So let's just get in. And I think I'm probably going to Dire Downdraft this Quest Caller here rather than play my banner. Never mind. Gonna play Daggerfang Duo instead because that blocks. And do I want to pitch an island? Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, mill, thank you. Mill 2 lands, or mill land and a mentor. Hunter's Talent. All right, Shoreline Looter down. And we draw a Saver. Okay, so this is a Rat Squirrel. So we're just going to get in, and I think we just need to play the banner at this point. I don't think we can afford to spend the turn downdrafting. And I think it gets now in the dark. Oh, and sorry, I messed up here. I should have played this pre-combat because at this point I am just going to call Rat because it's the most prevalent creature type in our deck. Baker's Bane Duo. Okay. So hopefully what happens here is I get to draw the land, downdraft the Quest Caller, and then kill one of these 2 things. Although now I'm probably just going to be killing this Nettle Guard with the Saver no matter what happens. Okay, land. That was great. So, yeah, we Saver the Nettle Guard before any funny business happens. And, yeah, attack. And I think I just Dire Downdraft now, because if they play a creature that Quest Caller cares about, they get a Scry. Oh, they bottom it. Okay, so that means they really want to hit a land, or just don't have things that care about this right now. What do they hit? Duo. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's good for me. Land? Augur. That's better than land. Nice. That was a fantastic draw. All right. Basic a Wolverine here, maybe? Green Shell. All right, that makes sense. Yeah. Makes a ton of sense why they they bottomed their other good rare. All right, hope to draw a land here and just tap these 2 things down. Tide Call, and ooh, take 6. Yikes. Did draw the land though, so that's good. Okay. So yeah, let's just kick this. I think I'm gonna be putting both on the green shell. Get in. Head of the homestead. Yep, that's a pretty good draw. Okay, so I'm gonna trade off here with the duo. Also gives us threshold. And I'm gonna okay. See what I draw off the first one, and if it's something painful, I might crack food. Okay, not painful enough. Cool. Okay. So draw my card. Ooh, Wix Patrol. Good thing we missed that one. So yeah, go to our main, play our land. We've got 7 mana. Part of this turn is going to involve me cracking food. I know that for sure. So I think we go Mentor. It's probably going to be Mentor, kill this head of the homestead. And... Ooh, I can even get back my rat. I didn't even notice that. And crack food. Honestly, kind of want to bounce this green shell. Because this is their turn next turn. Like, that is totally fine. So, yeah, let's just bounce green shell here. And get in with the flyers. Yep, pass turn. Yep, they recast green shell, and they are dead if I don't die. So that's good. Or not exactly, but pretty close, right? I miscounted a little bit here because this is 5 damage if I cast the escort here. I'd have to get rid of 3 blockers though, and I can't do that. So never mind. That is not exactly a truth. So what do we do instead? Okay, I think instead we crack food for sure. Savor the head of the homestead. And again, I'm going to put a stop here in case I hit a scary thing off my first Darkstar Augur. Land, good, so don't need to. And 6 drop, this Augur. Greatness at any cost, as they say. Okay, so I can flashback Dire Downdraft. Oh, also, I could flashback my Saver so I can gain a little bit more life on my turn. Yeah, that's actually probably a little bit better. I like that. So, flashback Saver. If they draw a card off their green shell, so be it. Not a huge deal. Again with the flyers, and... Oh, Reach! Secret Reach! I'm sure everybody was thinking that at home. Okay. Well, we got gone by Secret Reach, but one of my Augurs died. So, honestly, not that bad. I actually don't mind that. Obviously, I forgot about that, and it would have been better to plan around that, but... I'm the Secret Reach on this thing. Secret Reach, still alive and well. So they can level up their Hunter's Talent. Doesn't accomplish that much. Yeah, maybe it was just better to Wave Ride the green shell instead. Best to attack first, I suppose, because if they do make that block and get rid of my Darkstar Augur, then I can plan accordingly. So yeah, I definitely played the last turn or two a bit wrong, considering I was looking at the board state a little bit wrong. Banishing Light. Okay, what are you going to target? I guess the Patchwork Painter kind of has to be that, right? Because they know about the Plume Crude Escort. Oh, it doesn't apparently. Okay, I will protect my Mentor. Bit of an odd decision from them, I think, but I'll take it. Could mean there's up to something else that I'm not privy to, of course, but... And a Builder's Talent. Okay. That's fine. So, again, we're just going to be cracking some food on our upkeep and probably have to crack... Oh, no, just crack one because we don't have any more 6 drops in the deck. So, totally fine just to crack one. Draw. It's a land. Great. Sweet. Drawing again. It's a Light Shell Duo. Okay, so we drew things in the right order that time. Now we get to... Oh, now we get to just kill them. We are... in lethal range here. Okay. Yeah, some missteps this game for sure, but yeah, luckily not enough to make us lose the game. Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, let's do nice little 1, 2, or 2, 3, 4, 6 curve, and Banner accelerating that curve nicely. And I am just going to run out this Escort most likely on turn 2. No need to hold it. Beats down just fine. Especially against a blue-black deck, right? Just wanting to pressure an opposing blue-black deck. Ah, denial. Great. I am thrilled that they counter my 2-drop instead of anything else. Okay. Again, going to call Rat on this. Hoping to draw something other than what I have in hand right now to cast next turn. Negotiation. That's an annoying one. Probably just going to be a Splash Lasher because I want to hit my lands. And I'm not just going to run out the Splash Lasher this coming turn. So, Shoreline Looter. Cool. We get to kill that. Oh, even better. I get to kill it with the Saver. Yeah, play our land. Pass turn. Pearl of Wisdom. Yeah, it's a good card here. We are grinding. So hopefully we'll find out some of our grindy cards. Haven. Okay. I think I probably have to keep the Haven because if they just cast Negotiation this turn, I don't really want to pitch one of these spells. I can play my land when I hit my 7th land. Yep. Okay, draw a card. Another Saver. Yeah, not one of the better draws I could have drawn here against this blue-black control deck. Hotter Ball Antics. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, we were talking about this card in the draft, and they have one. They are doing the thing that I said I might do. Does that mean I want to use a Saver here? I don't think so just yet. I think I'm just going to play the Wix Patrol, or hope to draw a land in Wix Patrol, and if I don't hit the land, that's kind of okay. We'll just chill for a bit. I do just think I run this out, though, and kill this one. Actually, no, I'm not going to pass turn. I'm just going to play this Mentor because it's large. Guess it means I didn't actually have to Saver right there, right then. Could have kind of waited. But then if I don't and they cast a spell, then, I don't get to actually kill the one I want to. Yeah, they are set up for grinding here. They came pre-boarded against us. All right, let's get in. And because of that, because they got a million cards in hand, I'm just going to run this out. Like, if they kill this, sure. Or they counter this, sure. But I just want to be able to start pressuring them. Also gives us more fuel for this Consumed by Greed. Yeah, it's kind of funny how, like, matchup dynamics work. Because we are clearly, in deck building, clearly a control deck, right? Bunch of removal card draw. But they are more controlling than us, so we just gotta pressure them. They bounced my token. That's sort of interesting. Wonder what that's about. Probably the best draw at this point is our Tidecaller Mentor. Thundertrap Trainer, also very good. All right, Light Shell Duo. That's good for us. We have to Consume by Greed. And I think I'm going to definitely get back this Escort because they are flush on cards here. Does not really matter that I put them up another card. But I would like a protection spell. They probably have a removal spell here, I would imagine. If that's the case, maybe I should have just attacked with the Mentor first. And then when they go for a removal spell, I get to get them. Maybe they don't have it, though. I missed out on 6 points, but if I thought that was the case, then yeah, it might have been better to play Mentor. Or sorry, play Consume first. Okay, they do it back to me, and I cannot counter that, of course. Oh, well, we draw our Darkstar Augur. Okay, that's a nice one. So, get in. Play Bell. Don't think I want the land here. No. And I definitely want to Another consumed. Okay. I was gonna say, I definitely want to wait until I can offspring this thing. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, no gifting this time. Crack bell. Hit a land. Ooh, Tricolor Mentor. Okay, definitely don't want to bounce their Wave Rider, but it was a good draw. Okay. They seem to have a single blue stop, so it might be Shore Up. Could be another bounce spell. I would assume it's Shore Up, though, considering you don't usually want to run multiple into the Flood Maws. Oh, it might be, though. Yeah, looks like it is. I think I protect this. Like, it kind of says that they have another removal spell, but, like, might as well. Yep, I guess. Oh, interesting. They're splashing red removal. Interesting take. All right, Saver, sure. All right, so we draw a Saver, which is not great here. We get in. And I guess we just bounce their food. Yeah, a lot of lands in the deck now. Not actually a ton of great draws from us. Like, bunch of removal. Thundertrap Trainer still good. Shoreline Looter fine. Wave Rider good, but just a ton of lands. And I don't think I go for this Saver. We just try to pressure them in the air. Nothing. Don't like that. So yeah, that definitely means another removal spell. Because they didn't play the Light Shell Duo. Or something else. Something else they really want to do with their mana. Flood Caller. Okay. I could go for the removal spell now. I think I'm supposed to. I think, yeah. Pearl of Wisdom. Okay, sure. Unfortunate, but so be it. It just doesn't really get that much better as the game goes on. Yeah, they have a cool deck. Just like true pure control over here. Yeah, that's probably, well, not exactly going to be lethal, but good enough that I think our chances of winning this game are greatly diminished at this point. Cracker Food. Gonna have to draw one of our better cards. The Thundertrap Trainer would be ideal. Wave Rider also pretty good. But they're just going to be able to kill us here pretty quickly. Dire Downdraft, eh? Okay. Yeah, we just wait now. Okay, early winter, yeah. And that is a lethal attack, so I'm forced to act here, and let's just... I think I have to just hit the Splash Slasher token. Okay, yeah. They had spells that lined up very, very well against ours there. All right, unfortunate, but that was a really fun game, too. Yep, this is a solid hand. Could do for a land or two, but those shall come. Sunshower Druid. All right. Totally fine. Do not mind just a 1. Oh, okay. Augur's a good draw. Bastion. And nothing. All right. Land. Great. Let's play our duo. Fill up the yard for the Mentor and the Wave Rider. Land. Paw Patch formation. All right, good I didn't play the Augur there. It's definitely kind of tempting to play the Augur too, just to hit land drops. But I think you really want to offspring this card, just because if you're left with, if both of them stick around, it's very likely you win unless you just kill yourself with it, and they're gonna want to kill one of these things, right? So just being left with the second one is pretty nice. Okay, Augur. Here we go. Brown Guard Veteran, sure. And then a fight spell. Yeah, sweet. Okay. So yeah, like I said, just rewarded here for waiting, offspring it. We hit a Thundertrap Trainer. Okay, it's not a bad one. And an Orator. Okay, so let us, I think, just take out this Warren Elder this turn, so they don't have that up. And probably just play the Orator as a slightly better blocker than the Trainer. Waxwing Witness. All right, that's not one you see every day. Happy to trade here. Consume is a good draw. Also, Lightshell Duo not bad. So I could consume and get back my Augur. I don't really think that's what I want to do. I think I kind of just want to Dire Downdraft this thing and make them redraw it. I don't want to be taking chip damage here because of this Augur, of course. So there's a reasonable line of playing Lightshell Duo, but again, I just don't want to take two here. All right, cool. Land and effectively land. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, look, the bell doing its thing, getting us to land, and turning on Threshold. I'd love to see it. Yeah, cycle. Get the Mentor, bounce the Witness. Get in with the Augur. Next turn, we can flashback or Dire Downdraft. Yep, let's replay that. Great. Hit a land. Great, great, great. All things coming up, Millhouse. All right, they finally decide to not put it back on top, which makes sense, yeah. All right, so I think as long as we don't die to our own Augur, we're just like in full control of this game. Yeah, the cash grab, sure. And drew the spade. Hit a fell. Draw a Charline Looter. Okay, so let's just go fell plus Lightshell Duo? Yeah, that seems fine. I guess we could also consume by greed to be more mana efficient, so that's probably a little bit better. No need to buy anything back here. In. Okay, we'll play Lightshell Duo. And if they happen to have like a Starfall Invocation here, it's not even a big deal, really. Sure, we'll put it like that. Draw land into consume. Head of the Homestead. All right, that's a pretty good one. I believe they are still dead, but yeah. All right, cool. Oh, and I ordered there. They're nice. I put the 3 damage one on top. I even had the choice. Whoopsie. Yes, please. Good hand. Had a lot of good opening hands in this deck, which is fortunate considering we don't have all the 2s in the world. I'm pretty lucky to have a 2 most games. Oh, negotiation. Hate a negotiation here. Okay, so I think I just get rid of the downdraft. I can't cast Greed right now. But with this Looter, I'm assuming I'll be able to. And we drew out of the swamp anyway, so all good. Yeah, I've just been going up and up and up on Ruthless Negotiation as the format's gone on. I think the card's really good. Like, I just wouldn't really ever cut it from a black deck. It's a nice little combo. Rock Collar into Harbinger. Okay, so going to have to do something about this. Sort of interesting. If I let's pitch the Saver. Yeah, not doing too much right now. If I wait for the trigger to go off, I can kill the Harbinger. But they're probably going to sack the Harbinger anyways. Like, I doubt they're going to sack the Rock Collar. Okay, let's just pass here. We'll consume. They might play a better thing before combat to make the Rock Collar do good things. Okay, they don't. So, yeah, let's just do this now. They might actually sack the Rock Collar. Like, if they don't have anything going on, aside from this Harbinger. Which I imagine probably isn't the case. But if that's the case, like, it's just a 1-3. Okay, yeah, they keep on around the Rock Collar. Makes sense. And Fountain Port Bell. Okay. Totally fine. Gonna probably play the duo this turn. Find a swamp. Draw the swamp. And nothing. Okay. Yeah, let's get in. Yep, totally fine. Play our duo. Now we're pretty close to threshold now. We mill. Yep. Okay, so if they cast Negotiation here, it's a little bit annoying with this Wave Rider in hand. Like, I want to get the 6 mana. But most of our deck from this point on is cheap stuff, so... you know, if I draw lands, happy. If I draw spells, happy. Ideally, they just, like, play something else this turn, and then we get to go land and draw a land. Oh, Bandit's Talent. Oh, Bandit's Talent is really annoying here. Wow. Yeah, okay. I think now I just have to pitch the Wave Caller. Or, sorry, the Tide Call Mentor. Yeah, they're going to level us up. Okay, yeah. They are putting us in a bind. Darkstar Augur would be a very good draw. I would very much appreciate that. Yep, we level up Bandit Talent. Makes sense. We draw a Dagger Fang duo. Okay, well, I'm going to play that. And do I play the land? I don't think so. I think I just chill on it. All right, build some stuff. Because they're most likely going to cast Negotiation. Get me down to 1 land. And then the Bandit's Talents are going to, you know, they're going to start drawing cards from it. So we're in kind of a tough spot. Yep, Negotiation and pitch land. We're also taking 2 off of this, of course. Luckily, they're not pressuring us too much otherwise. And Tide Call Mentor was a really good draw. Because now I just bounce this Rock Collar and can put on a pretty good beatdown. And they're going to be kind of pressured into affecting the board here. I could also just bounce the Bandit's Talent. That's an interesting line. Bounce the Bandit's Talent. They recast it. I get rid of this Wave Rider that I just probably not going to be able to cast this game. Because if I don't do that, they just level up the talent and start drawing cards. Yeah, no, I still think I just bounced the Rock Collar. All right. Yep, Rock Collar comes down again. Essence Channeler. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, I was going to say no attacks, but yeah, duh, they can't attack. All right, let's get in. Mash with the team. Sonar Strike. Ugh, that's nasty. All right. Yeah, okay. So I said I wasn't going to cast this Wave Rider, but I guess we can with another land. And now another land is actually a pretty good draw. They get in for 5, and then Talon's going to ding me for 2. Yeah, I don't like our chances this game. If we draw a land right now and get to top this Channeler, or, sorry, actually I need to get to top it. I have to consume it, right? Yeah, this is tough. Okay, we do draw the land. And then they put counters on the Rock Collar? So I just, like, can't attack with both things here. I also just died at this bandit's talent, right? Okay, yeah, I guess I've got one option. And it is to make them sack their channeler. And I think now I do just buy back something. Like, if they draw a card, you know, that's fine. I think I need the resources here. So, yeah, gift a card. They sack their channeler. I get back my Tide Call. They're drawing cards with Bandit too. Do I attack with one duo here? Think so. Like, I'm just in a spot where I can't afford to play around anything, really. So, yeah, put him to 6. I'm going to 2 this coming turn. Oh, and they kill something. Okay, fair enough. GG, GG. All right, well, there you go. There's the deck. We went 3-3, which, you know, not a phenomenal record by any means, but I like the deck. I don't think there's anything necessarily too wrong with it. I like how the draft went. I think we were definitely in the right colors. If I'm to nitpick, I would like, you know, this part of the curve to come down and look like this a little bit more. But yeah, other than that, I couldn't ask for all that much more with the deck. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. It's a little bit of something different. Maybe you haven't drafted blue-black before, and hopefully it can provide a little bit of insight, a little bit of something different. As always, if you liked, come back and subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Supports the channel a lot. Just giving a thumbs up really helps. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.